Hi, it's Donna from Simple Online Solutions, and I have with me today Keith Everett, who has an incredibly interesting page called Keith's Money Making Tips. And I see now that you've just set up another page called $1 Million Tipster. So, Keith, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Donna.
Would you like to start by just sharing a little bit of information about yourself, like where you come from and your story, and just share with everybody listening to this call today?
Sure. I've actually been in business for quite a few years, and I've only been in the online business for the last 5 or 6 years. And I started off on eBay, became a power seller on eBay, and very quickly made my living selling products on eBay. I was doing a lot of nutritional products and built this business up, and it was very successful. And at the same time, I also built a horse racing tipping business to run alongside it, and that's why I'm today known as the tipster, because of the horse racing tipping. But, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I thought it was because you gave such great tips. I didn't realise it was about horse tips, so that's news. Okay.
Yes, it is. I never used to be called the tipster, but that was because of my background in horse racing and tipping horses. And what happened was I built these businesses, but especially with horse racing, people obviously go when horses lose, and they don't come back again. So you need to keep getting new customers, and that's where I kind of fell down. And I was not good at all at marketing anything. So I started to learn internet marketing. I started off in the Chris Farrell School and learned from square one, really, and just built up my business slowly. And after about 5 months of doing that, I've made a grand total of nothing. Because what I was doing was I was doing everything. And this is, I think, the problem that a lot of people get. What they do is they just do a whole lot of everything, and in the end they end up doing nothing at all.
I can understand that.
So what I decided to do was I decided to concentrate on one thing only, and that particular thing was blogging, because I felt that building a blog, having people coming to your blog, the blog was going to be the central point of my business, my online business. That's where I was going to come from, and that's where I was going to work from. So what I did was it took me about a week to learn how to put a WordPress blog together. Most people learn in just, 24 hours or so, but it took me a week because I was a bit slow.
You know, I've got a free guide over at my my Facebook page there. If you ever need to learn anything else, pop on over there, Keith.
I always need to learn everything else, Donna. I mean, it's just kind of... anyway, you've got to start somewhere. So if there's anyone listening and... well, of course there's people listening, but if there's anyone actually listening who wants to think about where should they start, blogging is a good place to start. But whatever you do, don't do what I did, and that was going off in 100 different directions, because you're just going to get information overload, and you're not going to get the results you want. And that's why so many people fail in this business, and why so many people leave disappointed. So after I started focusing on making money online, how do I start? Okay, let's go into blogging. Let's learn WordPress. So I learned WordPress, and then obviously I needed to come up with something to put on the blog that was going to be of interest. And it was something that I thought that I could speak with authority on, and also something that people would be interested. And of course I want people to come back every day. So I started KeithsMoneyMakingTips.com back in July of last year. And I started adding tips to it on how to make money, both offline and online. And I think at the time, my blog had an Alexa rating of it was about 4 or 5 million, something like that. It was really brand new. And today that blog has got an Alexa rating of, I think it's 170 odd thousand. So it's in the top 170-odd thousand websites ranked by Alexa, which I'm really pleased with. So that's a little bit about me. I suppose you want to know how Facebook fits into it all.
Absolutely. That's my next question is, why did you decide on Facebook as a marketing tool?
Right. I decided on Facebook as a marketing tool because I kind of looked at the numbers. And I've never been on Facebook before. And one of my friends who's done a lot of socializing on Facebook, he said to me, you know, your stuff, that would be good on Facebook. I thought it was a social thing. I thought it's where you chat to each other and, you know, where everybody gets to know each other. So anyway, I opened up a Facebook account and I started, you know, trying to get friends on Facebook. And then I was getting some instruction from, I think Chris Farrell was just starting to get into Facebook back then. And I was listening to what he was saying, and Joe was starting to get into Facebook, Joe Barnes, around about August time, I believe. And so then I realized that, hang on a second, that, you know, at the time there was 500 million people on there. So this could be very, very good for business. And you know how you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach when you just know something looks like it's going to be a good fit? Well, I was getting that feeling, and so I thought, well, okay, there's me showing people how to make money out of this, how to make money out of that, how to make money on YouTube. What about Facebook? So, excuse me, that's when I decided to start building a fan page, which is what I did, Keith's Money Making Tips. And from that, I started getting traffic. So that's my little story about Facebook.
So Keith, what techniques have you used then to increase your fan base? And I guess if you'd like to, we could even look at this around the $1 Million Tipster, because you've just set that page up in the last week or so. Is that correct?
That is correct, yeah. It started off with obviously just 2 people. It was myself and 1 admin. And what I wanted to do was, I mean, this is how I got traffic on Keith's Money Making Tips. First of all, I got traffic the wrong way, which is, in my view, is the wrong way, and that is going on to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and buying traffic. I did that to start with, and I got about 1,000 people that way. But of course, those 1,000 people are just people who don't necessarily like your fan page. They're just doing it because you've paid someone $5 to do it. So it's not a great idea if you're looking for targeted traffic. You know, if you're building a pretty standard fan page about something that is not targeted, then maybe Fiverr is a good idea to pay people to come to your fan page. But I got about 1,000 people doing it that way, and I decided, well, hang on a second, these people are not communicating. You know, they're not doing anything. So it was a complete waste of time. So what I started doing was I started using some of the techniques that I'd used to get people to the blog. And this is what I do, okay? And, you know, it works. It works. I will say, for instance, I will write a tip for the blog. Okay? So I write this tip, and, you know, I will link it back to the blog. Now, you can link anything to the fan page. So what I would do is I would write this tip, and then the next stage would be I would actually turn it into an article and link that back to the blog. Then what I would do, from the article, I would make that into a video and distribute the video onto, you know, the video sharing channels. I would distribute to YouTube. I would put the video onto Facebook. I would put the video into my fan page. I would put the video into my group page. And then what I would do is I would share the video on OnlyWire. So OnlyWire has a network of up to 42 different social sites. So I would send that video out on OnlyWire. Again, linking it back to the blog, but you can link it back to the fan page just the same. Obviously, you just put a link in the video or a link under the video. Now, more recently, what I've been doing is I've been using PixelPipe. PixelPipe is a distribution channel which is free, and you can add up to 80 different networking sites to PixelPipe, and then your video or your other information is going to go out to PixelPipe. So you're getting more and more eyeballs onto your videos, onto your articles, and it just keeps going round and round. You can keep going with this because once you've made the article, once you've made the video, then you can make a Squidoo lens, a hub page. It's unlimited to what you can do, and you link them all back to your fan page, and you're going to get traffic back to this fan page. But a technique I've been using recently, which works extremely well, I didn't use it so much on Keith's Money Making Tips, but one I've started using now, is to actually video the fan page. So in other words, you video the creation of the fan page, you video what it's about, you video the interaction, and then you get that video out everywhere that I've just spoken about. PixelPipe, OnlyWire, onto YouTube. It's amazing just how many places you can get this information out to.
So, Keith, for PixelPipe, because I haven't used it before myself either, do you have to go in and sign up for those 80 social media sites first?
You do, yeah.
It sounds like ping.
It is time consuming. It is time consuming, but it's like anything, isn't it? I mean, if you want to get your content out, why not get it all out in one go? Instead of, yourself, instead of putting a bit out here, a bit out there, because that's what a lot of people do. They say, well, I'll go into article marketing, but what I'll do is I'll write the article and then, we'll put it to eZine articles, and then they may share it with a couple of other sites, but they don't actually create any more content from that article. And this is what I do. What I do is, I call it a traffic loop, and one traffic type will expand on each new thing that you're building. So, you can get an unlimited amount of traffic, if you like, just from using these few techniques that I'm talking about.
So those techniques that you've just discussed then, that is what you would attribute to the success that you've had so far with $1 Million Tipster?
Yeah, definitely. I use a bit of everything. One of the things that I do like doing is I go into similar fan pages, and obviously you don't want to cheese them off by just putting links in there. But if you complement their fan page, find a page that's in the same niche as yourself, but find a page that's got thousands of fans, and then just go over to that fan page, and if you can, get in touch with the admin of the page. If not, just put a nice complimentary post about the page, and then just very, very down the bottom, just add, look, I've got a great page too. Why don't you come over and check my page out? And just put a little link to your page. I've never, ever had anybody complain about me doing that. Mm-hmm. And it's a great way to get people from related pages over to your page. Yes.
So tell me this, Keith, what would you say was your best technique that you've used so far for gaining fans?
My best technique for gaining fans would be to talk about your fan page to people on Facebook, and to interact through other fan pages, and to just basically mention your fan page every way that you can. It's too early for me to say how good making a video of your fan page is going to be, because I've only just started doing it, but I've already noticing there is traffic coming back from that. So
that's excellent. So Keith, just before we go, is there any tip that you'd like to share with the listeners, or anything that about your sites, or anything you'd like to share that we haven't covered so far today?
I think really just keep on doing what you're doing. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that they don't have a lot of success to start with, and they get down, they get fed up, and they think it's all just a waste of time and it's only for gurus. Well, what I'd like to say to that is gurus were people who came on and started with nothing. Most of them did anyway, and they just found a way to do it better, a better way of doing it. And what I do is I don't listen to what everybody says out there, because there is a lot of hype out there. There is a lot of complete crap out there, if you like, being, there is. I mean, there's products being sold for hundreds of dollars, which, they've probably taken an hour to come up with. And you really got to most of the information out there is available for free. What I found with Facebook is there's a lot of great people there. Make sure your friends are the right people. Make sure they're people that are actually doing things and people that are going to share information with you, because that's what we all do on Facebook. We're just one big sharey group of people. Isn't that right, Donna?
Absolutely.
You can learn from anybody. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Even if someone has just been in internet marketing for a week, they probably know something that you may not know. So, never dismiss people. Sorry,
no, I learned lots of things going to different profiles and meeting people, and the amount of friends that I've gathered on Facebook is incredible. And some of them, like yourself, I feel like I've known for a long time, because watching your videos, you hear the voice and you start to relate to the person. So, Keith, I've got 2 more questions here for you.
Sure.
First of all, question number 1 would be, how much time do you put daily into Facebook marketing? Now, I know this is really your full-time living, the internet and Facebook, so that might be a little bit hard to just sort of drill down. But say, for instance, someone's got a fan page or a Facebook page, and that's how they're using that for marketing their business. How much time would you put just into your Facebook page to help your online business?
Me personally, I would probably spend a couple of hours a day on Facebook. That's probably a long time, but then my day is quite long. It starts at 8 in the morning, and sometimes I don't pack up until 2 a.m. the next day. So it is a long day for me. So a couple of hours out of that day, wouldn't be too bad. But if you go to work and you come home, probably if you can spare an hour, just to get onto Facebook, to start getting good contacts, speaking to people, growing your fan page, telling people about your fan page. If you can spend an hour a day, that would be a good amount of time to get plenty of fans, I believe, to your page.
Excellent. And then my next question is making money, because I noticed that a lot of pages that I go to, they've got a great little page, it's really active, and they've got a online business or associated business, but they don't seem to have the two things connected, and they don't seem to be making any money from their fan page. So this might be putting you on the spot here, and I apologise for the rain in the background there, people. It's pouring down here.
Your house is disappearing fast.
It's sliding down the hill. So, Keith, I was wondering, do you make money from your fan page, and if so, how do you do that?
Right. I do make money through the fan pages. How I make money through the fan pages is when people go to your fan page, they should default to the welcome page. And on the welcome page, as you know, is a sign-in form, giving away a free gift. And people are encouraged to put their name and email address and to receive your free gift. Well, now that person is on your mailing list. And if you've got lots of great products, I personally don't have my own products at the moment. I'm an affiliate, and affiliate for just a handful of good products which work. And I'm quite happy to recommend those products to people. So as people come on to the mailing list, I try and give them more and more information on the list itself, and that keeps people on the list. And every now and again, people will click on the links and purchase the product from me. It's all about, the one thing I have noticed, and this is something I just want to touch on very briefly here, I would say most of my customers that actually buy anything from me, in other words, buy those affiliate products, they are people who I speak to regularly on Facebook or interact with on Facebook. And what happens is, if you do that, people get to like you, and once they get to like you and know you a little bit better, and you build a relationship with those people, they get to trust you. And they know that if you're recommending a product and they've got this history of you, they know that product's probably going to be good. And some of my customers don't just buy one product, they will buy a lot of products, in the same go, really. They'll see what you're doing, and if you're doing 4 or 5 different products, they might buy 3 of those products. It's the same person that does it, so you've built a good relationship with those people. You know that that person can trust you, and you do all this by interacting with them on Facebook, building up relationships, getting to know them, and if they're liking your stuff and they're sharing your stuff, you do the same for them. You help them, and they will help you, and this is what we all do on Facebook.
I think you can relate that as well to a small business, and once they get a Facebook page up and they're interacting with people, be it customers or be it new fans that come to their page, etc., it actually exposes them, and people start to see that they're nice, and they build up that relationship, and that can most definitely drive people into your offline business. And an example that I would give is that there's a place here called I think it's called Goodyear Tires, and I had a chuckle because they had a little Facebook ad up, and I clicked on it, and they were running events for women to come in and learn about your car.
Absolutely.
I would never have gone to one of these things or even known about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing, isn't it? Because everybody now, I mean, in England here, you can have you'll have a pub. A pub will say, find us on Facebook. Everybody now is latching on to Facebook because you've got to, really. If you've got a small business or if you've got a big business, there's going to be those businesses that are not on Facebook, and there's going to be those that are. And the ones that are really taking advantage of having access to a huge amount of people.
Absolutely. Well, Keith, it's been wonderful talking to you today, and I've got loads of information.
Is your roof still on?
It hasn't come down yet. The rain has eased for a minute. Look, I keep thinking it can't get any worse than it was the other day. But Keith, I thank you very much for your time. There's been lots of great tips. For the people that are listening to this call, please pop over and visit Keith's new page and become friends with Keith, because he's a really funny guy. And I'm going to tell you, generally every day he puts up a video or a really funny story, and it's one of the highlights in the morning when I pop onto Facebook is to go and read what Keith has been sharing with everybody. So
thank you.
I thank you for coming, and I look forward to learning more from you on Facebook.
Thanks, Donna. You too.
You're welcome.